Will was so convinced something was wrong with him that he started therapy. Not to figure out his marriage, but to fix himself. Because according to his wife, he had trust issues. Then, while he was still in therapy trying to work on that, he found something he wasn't supposed to see. Proof she was cheating. And that's not the worst part. Because this wasn't a surprise. It was confirmation. He'd already been noticing it for a while. The distance, the behavior changes, and every time he brought it up, it somehow became his fault. It started as a positive change after a health scare. They started eating better and going to the gym regularly. From his perspective, it felt like teamwork, like they were rebuilding something together. Then, the gym hired a new personal trainer. At first, Will just found his attention-seeking behavior irritating. But then he started noticing his wife's reaction to him. He even caught her staring at the trainer in a way that didn't feel harmless. It felt like fixation. And the trainer noticed it too. When he eventually brought it up, her reaction shut the conversation down immediately. She laughed it off, said he was imagining things, and then reframed it as him being insecure. The trainer began getting physically closer during sessions, hands on her waist, really pushing those professional boundaries. Eventually, Will confronted it, and it blew up into a major argument. She called him jealous and controlling. He said the trainer was crossing a line, and in the middle of all that, she admitted that she knew the trainer was interested in her, but insisted that she would never cheat. They eventually decided to switch gyms. But after that, she changed, became colder and more distant. Their routines stopped overlapping, and the gym stopped being something that they shared, and the connection between them started to thin out in the background. He tried to fix it, tried communicating more, suggested therapy, but she flipped it back onto him, saying he was the one that had the trust issues. So he went to therapy, tried working on his side of things, which is not something a lot of men would do. But he wasn't the problem. Then came the moment when everything cracked open. A security guard at the gym mentioned that a man had come by asking for Will's wife, claiming he was there to give her a massage. And that didn't sit right with him. So the security guard, good dude that he was, pulled up the gym footage with him. And there it was, the trainer. That was the first undeniable confirmation that something had been going on behind what he'd been told. From there, Will started watching more closely, tracking her behavior, observing patterns, eventually even following her at a distance. And then he saw it for himself. She would park near the gym, but never actually go inside. The trainer was already waiting for her. And her phone location was always showing that she was at the gym, but she wasn't there. She had been leaving it behind on purpose. And at that point, it stopped being about suspicion and became about getting undeniable proof. So, Will told her that he had a work trip and would be gone overnight. And this woman didn't hesitate. He left, waited, and then circled back home. Before he even reached the bedroom door, he already knew. But he still opened it. And there it was. No ambiguity left, just reality. He had the presence of mind to record everything. Will kicked out the personal trainer and just looked at his wife without saying a word. She broke down, said they could fix it. But there's no real explanation. So he told her it's over and to just leave. And once she was gone, the reality of it shifted from shock into grief. After that, everything became practical. Lawyers, divorce, finances, and he just thanks his lucky stars that they never had kids. Later, he went back to the gym and spoke to the owner, who said the trainer had been telling people he was serious about her, like it was a real relationship forming. And at that point, Will actually laughs, because suddenly this whole thing feels ridiculous. What really got me about this story wasn't just the cheating, it was how much she planned it. Leaving her phone in the car is just wow. But for me, the worst part is turning it around onto Will, saying he's insecure and he needed therapy, all the while she's actually doing the thing that is making him insecure. Now, this might stir some feathers, but I agree that the reason, in part, for men not talking or opening up about what's bothering them is taught through relationships they have. They raise an insecurity or a worry, and it gets instantly dismissed or thrown back at them like it did for Will. So, what do you think hurts most in this situation? Catching someone in the act? Or realizing all those earlier suspicions were right the entire time? Thanks for watching this episode of Quietly Unhinged. If you enjoyed this story, there's another one waiting on screen now. I'll see you there.